Something a bit odd about German neighborhoods. A bit too quiet. A bit too calm. It's like there's something missing. I remember feeling this way first time I was in a German neighborhood, but I couldn't figure out exactly what it was. I couldn't put my finger on it until I went back to the States. And then I noticed there's no utility poles anywhere. What is this, a joke? Where are the wires? Like, am I going crazy? I mean, to be honest, the reality I grew up in was very different, very different, very different, very different. But Germany is different. I think they take a lot of pride in hiding their infrastructure and making all of this look easy and simple, even though it's definitely not. I'm sure it's just something that people take for granted here, but I know there's like a lot of work that goes into being able to bury everything beneath your feet and keep it out of sight. Here, it's not just the cities. It's everywhere you go. Even the small towns and villages I've been in, they're designed pretty much just like here. In fact, Munich doesn't really seem like a city in the true sense. It's more like a big village. It kind of reminds me of Boston, just like a bunch of towns together. It's kind of nice. So it seems Germany has banned utility poles, and for one, I am not going to shed a tear over that. But if we look around, there's something else missing. If you're from the US, you might see it. There are no hydrants. There's absolutely no fire hydrants here. Now, I don't know if Munich's city planners simply forgot them, or maybe they make enough revenue off of the expired parking meters, but 99% of all funds generated in US cities are from people parking slightly too close to fire hydrants. So you might be asking yourself, well, what do they do when there's a fire? They have a Feuerwehr. Also fun to say. Basically, it's kind of like our equivalent in the US of a fire lane, but I think, personally, in my opinion, it's much better executed. Because instead of taking up room on the street, because it's not used 99% of the time, they put it perpendicular to the street. So it usually goes in and forms part of a courtyard for the building. So most of the time, people can just use it as an extra space. Sometimes I feel like they're public streets, and sometimes they have gates, sometimes they don't. So if they don't have a gate and it doesn't have a sign strictly saying this is a private street, I figure it's okay to walk through, but let me know in the comments below if I'm correct on that assumption. Now I know what you might be thinking, but Matt, there are hydrants, and you're right. Look. That's so brilliant. Why doesn't everyone do this? Instead of taking up space, look. You can park next to it. It's not a problem. I love the way they think about infrastructure here. It's so much more of a long-term perspective, because I'm sure putting everything underground is going to be way lower maintenance in the long term. In the short term, it costs more, which is why more places, especially in the US, we don't do it. And it's just kind of sad. The next time you're out, take a moment to appreciate these innocuous little boxes. These unsung heroes that connect the underground labyrinth of cabling to Munich's renewable energy sources high up in the Alps. And the way city planners, engineers, architects, and utility workers overcome the challenges to do all of this without resorting to lazy, unsophisticated, ugly... Wait, what's that? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Son of a...